Good morning, or good evening, or wherever you are, happy time zone. Welcome back to Bangtan-Souls. My name is Ashley Sue, and here we are Bangtan-Souls. You, me, us. We! Remember that? Like the we, me Instagram thing? This year has been wild, trying to keep up with the guys. And we've been clowns a few times, and we've been so happy, like, all the time. But for me, it all started 2 years ago. 2 years ago, like right now. This is going to be a hopefully fun video here, but I am very likely to also get emotional. If you are a long timer here, you know that I, like many ARMY, have had a really emotional journey with BTS. Them finding me during like the single darkest day of my life. They'd actually found me before that, but they like reached into my soul, grabbed me, and were like, hello, look at us. We're looking at you. We love you. Stay alive. So and that was like in just a couple days from now, 2 years ago. And you know, I think it's common, right? To fall in love with, like if somebody saves your life, to fall in love with them. But for BTS, it's so much more. They've directly saved some people's lives, and other people, they, in a more abstract, covert way, have saved lives or just been part of their hearts and souls, and everyone's in love with them. And if you're not, then you're not paying attention, because I don't know how you can pay attention to them and not be in love with them. My next video in just the next couple days will be about like my actual ARMYversary, a little more of like the encompassing journey of that like very concentrated period of getting to know BTS. But the song that pulled me in, and what originally pulled me in, is Dynamite. And James Gordon's, if you watched like my first BTS, my 2 videos that I did here about BTS and why I was moving my channel toward BTS content from what I had been doing. It was like the year of the pandemic. I know a lot of people became ARMY that year. A lot of people's lives changed a lot during the pandemic. Mine did not. I'm gonna save most of that for like the ARMYversary video, but I'm a stay-at-home mom. Became a mom through a really complicated, messy adoption. My husband is an essential worker. So like and we don't live close to any family or have any friends or support network, like nothing where we live. So before the pandemic and during the pandemic, I spent every day alone with 2 toddlers and like the super messy, chaotic, like gut-wrenching adoption process stuff. By the way, if there's background noise and it sounds weird, it's because it's raining. You know, I have a really nice microphone because I'm starting a podcast finally called Epiphanatics, and I haven't figured out how to use I have not figured out how to use my audio setup yet, and every time I have an ounce of energy, my tanking marriage seems to eat that energy. But no longer, because I am going to live my life, because I refuse to live a life without passion. I refuse to survive until I die. And like putting on makeup for this video took an ungodly amount of energy today, and that's not. You cannot live a life like that for years on end without being devoured by it. And anyhow, the state that I'm currently in is the exact state I was in, just with slightly different circumstances, 2 years ago. The only thing that changed for me during the pandemic was I was afraid that I would never see like my grandmother or my mom again because of the pandemic, and thankfully I did get to see both of them again. The pandemic was really terrifying, and I know it was for a lot of you, but as far as like my daily in and out life, nothing had changed at all. Once I was willing to go out for walks. Back then I was trying to tap into my life force so badly in 2020. So I would go out for jogs with a face mask on, walks, whatever, play commentary videos all the time. Those were the only friends that I had. That was the only support network I had, was watching commentary channels. So like I watched a lot of PRXO, and at the time, a certain YouTuber that I had hyped up when I first started making videos here, but then he came out as like a super BTS anti and tried to disguise it with intellect. That I fell into the wave of TikTok in 2020, watching a lot of the Black Lives Matter commentary coming forth, because that was huge. That was soul shaking and so tragic to realize like what a disconnect that the world is in, but how hungry the world is to connect. There's so many people hurting in so many ways, and we live in this system, this ecosystem, this institutionalization, this entire social construct in this world that is meant to create pain upon the majority of people. It's such a screwed system. Anyhow, I was in the middle of all that when, for some reason, the YouTube algorithm, through the joy of people sharing it, it finally made its way to me, James Corden's Carpool Karaoke. It had been out for months. It did not find its way to me until August or September. At that same period, I just happened to click on it because I was like, who's BTS? Haven't I heard of that before? Hasn't there just been this like constant whisper somehow happening in the world of BTS? And finally I was like, wait, who are they? And like, why are they smiling so big? Then the YouTube algorithm was like, hey, if you like that, why don't you watch this video called Dynamite? And it was like a 2-week gap between me watching one. And I was in love. That was it. Like, I watched it more and more and more over the next month. I was in back rehab and just swimming in a sea of dynamite for like a month. I saw color in the world that I hadn't seen in a really long time. And yes, I know the video is completely ridiculous and meant to be overly saturated pastel pop. That's the whole point of it. But it worked. It worked. It reached me when I was about a month out from deciding I was going to kill myself. And the rest is history. Because the hold that video had on me, the way that the men had a hold on me, even though I didn't know like anything actually about them at all. I turned to them in what I thought was like my last hour on this planet. I turned to them, and then they introduced me to a whole world of their music and their songs and their sound and their souls and their hearts, and then it just like grew and grew and grew and grew to like a life full of crazy. Now that you've heard an extended Dynamite story here, we're gonna watch Dynamite videos. Okay, wait, there are more than one Dynamite video, right? Because I've only seen the Dynamite video. I have here my master list of every BTS video ever made. So it says here that there are 4 Dynamite videos. I also want to hit up a couple of my favorite performances of Dynamite, of course, until Butter. Dynamite was so heavily performed across the talk shows, and of course it was always recorded. It was always these pre-recordings because we were still worldwide locked into a pandemic, and the song had blown up bigger than they even could have imagined. So they were doing recorded performances for everything from the late night shows to the Grammys, Christmas special remixes, which is super cute, and I'm sure we'll visit here in a couple weeks. I don't even have energy right now to want to decorate for Christmas. I'm so sad and exhausted by this year. You know, one of the reasons we love BTS is actually a truly parasocial reason. And that's that it is nearly impossible for them to break our hearts. Last year, I put my heart and faith in BTS and myself and then ARMY as I met you. And my life still hurt, but I had so much hope and dramatic improvements by the end of last year compared to the beginning of last year. This year is the other way around. This year I started this year with so much pain all over again. I put all my faith back into my marriage, over myself, over BTS, over ARMY, but like really mostly over myself, which was always a tragic mistake, right? And then my marriage broke my heart all over again. So it's like moth to a flame. I'm just gonna let this marriage ravage my entire soul is what it comes down to, isn't it? But fighting. We all have things that we're like, that we want to believe in and that we fight for, right? And the individual men of BTS, they really give us encouragement to keep fighting and to keep believing, but they also remind us over and over again to love ourselves. That's what we're fighting for. And it would take an awful lot for them to break our hearts. Though them enlisting in the military is gonna do that for us. So if you hate the song Dynamite, this will not be the video for you. Maybe you've like hung in here for these first 10 minutes or so just to hear if I was going to like make an argument for why you should stick around. I'm gonna go ahead and say the truth, which is Dynamite is not a good song. Like, that doesn't mean we can't like it, right? It's not, it's a pop song. And I don't mean that in like the sense that pop songs are bad. They aren't. I think Butter's actually a great song. And I think Permission to Dance is a great song. Dynamite is a catchy song. That song is like catchy enough to become an earworm. But I mean, I'm not knocking Dynamite here compared to like, I'm sorry, Ed Sheeran, Pieces of, what's it called? Shape of You, not Pieces of You, Shape of You. I think that is legitimately, if you were alive, like, and have a memory from the early 90s, you may remember Joan Osborne's What If God Was One of Us. It was a pop song. It was all over the radio. It was terrible. It sounded like it was written by a 5th grader. Those were like really bad songs. So I'm not knocking Dynamite in the sense that like, oh, it's the worst song ever. It's not. It's actually like, it's a fine song. It's a fine radio song. It should have gotten more radio play. Honestly, when I or we say it's a bad song, it's not that it's actually a bad song. It's that BTS makes incredible songs. They make incredible songs. And Dynamite's not it. So they make our standards super freaking high. All of that said, all of like my about whether or not Dynamite is a good song or a bad song or whatever song, and however you, how do you even really qualify what's good or bad? We like what we like, right? So if you love Dynamite and you think it's genuinely like really well written, then good, good for you. And if you really don't like it, then that's actually completely legitimate too. But Dynamite is the Trojan horse that brought so many of us in. I'm forever thankful for that. I'll forever love Dynamite for that. All right, enough like blah, 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 blah about me and my experience with Dynamite or my ARMYversary, because again, all of that is coming up, like in more depth in the next video. But right now we're gonna watch apparently 4 versions of the Dynamite video. I've never seen the America's Got Talent version. Should I watch that? It has a lot more views. It has a lot more views than the Grammy version. That's interesting. I'm pretty excited. So the official Dynamite music video, over 1.6 billion views, and it debuted August the 20th, 2020. And I'm pretty sure it was at the end of September when YouTube got it to me. I never look at trending on YouTube, or I used not to. So it was really easy for me to not. I just watched the stuff I had subscribed to, and then occasionally like peripheral things that would pop up in my suggested algorithm feed. Oh, we get like the classic boop, big hit, music and artists for healing. Oh, tiny little gnat flying around. All right, so I'm probably gonna pause a lot too, or possibly. I'm gonna replay a few things. Because I didn't know any of these guys. I didn't know anybody's names at all. Wasn't looking them up yet. I just, Charming Mr. Namjoon, or RM. The only one whose name I knew at the time, and I didn't know his actual name. I just knew him as RM. He is why I kept watching Dynamite originally. And then one by one, the members were slow burns on me. I will explain that as I go through here. Jimin was one of my, he was like my next to last slow burn. So I came for RM. I kept replaying for this guy and green suit guy. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Look at this little like thing he does, right? Here. That! He's so cute. So, look at me. Somehow, well, never mind. I'm not going to go to it. I'm not going to go into it. I am going to go into it. Clearly, I find BTS attractive. We have 7, not only like amazing souls, we have 7 beautiful human beings, visually beautiful. And I've said before, there are sexy people all over the planet. So we don't keep coming back just because they're sexy, because eyes wander and so do minds. So if that were the case, we would have just like drifted off to other sexyville at some point, right? I was 40 when I found BTS. In fact, I was pretty close to being 41. I couldn't tell how old any of the members were at all. Could not tell. Age was difficult for me, and I didn't find them sexy at first. It was as I kept watching the video that I kept finding facets of them very sexy and very beautiful. There were members I couldn't tell. I'm like, are you 15 or 16? And then like green suit guy and eyes and thighs guy, they're the oldest, right? They're the oldest. I felt sure that it's like, tell me they're at least 30. Maybe they're even 40. Because, yeah, this guy's really looking 40, right? It's called wishful thinking. These otherworldly men, and to fall into the rabbit hole. Anyway. Oh, this RM. Woohoo! This Namjoon. Oh my god, I love him. I didn't even know how to take Hybe in. I had no clue how to take it. And then here, my 40-year-old JK looks 15. This whole video is so confusing. Oh! He looked 15 to me. I didn't even realize that green suit guy and this guy are the same person. Like, for a month. Woohoo! I thought Suga was I just want to say I thought Suga was the baby of the group. Like, just watching Dynamite for a month straight and trying to figure them out, I thought he was the young. I thought JK and V were the oldest of the group and Suga was the baby. Like, I thought he and Jimin were the youngest of everybody. Ah! Sorry, I just burst your eardrum. Look at this guy. Oh! Look at this guy's face. At no point in my first month of Dynamite, at no point did Jimin grab my attention. Because to me, I thought he was a kid. I thought he was like 16 the whole time. But after my ARMYversary and I started falling into other videos, Jimin caught my eye actually finally in Mic Drop. It was when I was watching Mic Drop for probably the 100th time. And suddenly Jimin was the only person I could see, which was wild. And then I came back and rewatched Dynamite. The scene right here, he's magic, right? He is like a magical unicorn. I love this man so much. His smile. It felt like home after watching it, you know? Baby Suga, I thought he was the youngest. Look at him! The smile right here, home! Eyes and thighs. Eyes, thighs. Oh, an angry face. This is like angry eating face. I love it. Okay, wearing a suit from the 70s automatically made him look older, right? Jin is barely... Jin is so beautiful! Oh my god! I love that. I love this video. I'm gonna stick to the fact that, like, this may not be an incredible song. It's an incredible pop song. It's very catchy. It's very fun in that regard. The video is heaven. It is heaven. You cannot hate this video. You cannot hate this video. It's not possible. I mean, I guess it can, especially if you're like into OG, angry, or cypher style BTS, but I don't know how you can hate this video. It's so happy. Like, this is reminding me of everything that pulled me into them and why I watched it over and over and over again. And it's weird. Look at Jimin looking at J-Hope. Sorry. Watching this reminds me of, like, I'm able to remember all the things that, like, I loved about them. But I didn't know their names. I didn't know their ages. I never, like, tried to count how many there were. It was just, to me, like, a group of guys. And it's weird because now I can see how beautiful Jin is. But I couldn't see that when I was watching it for that first month, and it was my only real exposure to them. Because he's not in it very much. And he mostly is wearing like an orangey brown color, which might be one of my least favorite colors on the planet. So I just kind of ignored him. And like I said, Jimin I thought was young. Suga I thought was very young. And I just didn't know how to take in Tae or Hybe. Look at Jimin. Sorry. Oh, I love it. Them having so much fun. This scene, I love this scene. And then like where they all start doing their like faces in. That used to be my screensaver on my phone. That was called screensaver. Home screen. Lock screen. Throw the jackets! They're so cute! God, oh my god, did you see how sexy Suga was? Look at Suga, back around! Oh my god. Sorry. This was not, I didn't think I'd be watching this as a thirst video. What does the shirt say? That's a French shirt. Is that, didn't he wear a shirt with French on it in his, was it his vlog? Was it the same shirt? Why, anyway. I couldn't believe them jamming out in like shorts and jogging pants. It's not quite jogging pants, but you know what I mean, right? I had no idea at the time how to take in Dynamite as a whole or what it meant, and I didn't realize that it was like a worldwide phenomenon. I didn't know it had charted because I didn't pay attention to things like charts at the time. It just was miraculous for me because I had been so deep and so long into like my own super isolated hell. There's a song by Billie Eilish, and I can't remember the name of the song, but it starts with something like, I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, it might have been a nightmare. And that's how my life felt at the time. It's like I had wanted this man to be my husband for so long. I had wanted children and a successful adoption for so long, but at what cost? Because I ended up marrying a man who I didn't feel like loved me anymore. And the adoption itself was so overwhelming and so complicated, like the peripheral relationships of the adoption, not just the children, but like that was a whole other thing. One of the children came here with a heavy amount of trauma, and I was alone to figure out how to take care of a newborn and a 1.5-year-old child that had this level of trauma, and nobody was here to help me with my trauma. And then like when I wasn't home alone, I was alone. It felt even worse because the world just felt so dark and so like empty and hopeless. And there's even like more complications than that with it. But this video hit at the right time for me. And I wonder if it did for the world too. Because remember, they made Dynamite as a reaction to the pandemic. Like it wasn't part of Map of the Soul 7. A song like Dynamite would not have fit in Map of the Soul 7. And especially now that we know, like it's confirmed, what the real purpose of Map of the Soul 7 was. And what their trajectory for their own lives and career was going to be, then Dynamite really wouldn't have had a place there. But by the time that Dynamite came out and then B, a comfort album, the men and the world had been in lockdown at that point for like 6 months. And people wanted hope, right? I was living that feeling, but for different reasons. But I feel like the world was looking for color and zest and to want to imagine life as a musical, almost. The ability to go out and get donuts and run into friends. I mean, just, God, I still dream of that because I don't, because it's not my life still. But anyway. Now that I've smushed all the juice and life out of the OG Dynamite official music video, let's watch the Dynamite official B-side, which I have never seen. It's weird to me how little views their secondary type videos get. Because streaming ARMY knows that you can stream this one and the OG for the sake of keeping numbers up. But then again, you're also trying to make records with the OG video. Anyway, I'm trying to math the math here. I don't know why I'm like, I can hear perfectly fine. Oops. All the super American music references, I mean, some of them are super classic, but it's odd to me. The multiple Bowie references are awesome. JK is so cute. It's sad hearing that he didn't feel very good that day. Oh, his little mole. His sweet little mouth. I love June trying to like free. And that lip thing he does. Hybe is so Hybe. Sunshine. That was a cute lip lick thing that he did. That he's been doing more and more in 2022. Wait a minute. Did they just like show a reshoot of that? Oh, that's so cute. It's like the multiple cuts. They're so pretty. Oh my god. Whoa. June looked mad. Tae is a magical creature. Is he not? Can we go back to this? Tae is a magical creature. He's a magical person. June looks so mad there. It's so funny. He didn't... I tell you I didn't... Oh my god. He's so happy looking. Oh! I love their relationship. So, you know, I said that I didn't... Okay, I can't finish thoughts here. We gotta rewind that anyhow. So, about Tae, I say that I didn't know how to take him in because I never watched these extra ones. I didn't even know extra ones existed until months after I started making a YouTube. In the original one, the one that has 1.6 billion views, Tae is really hot or looks kind of angry. Angry is not the right word. He looks really serious. He doesn't break into smiles much at all in the edited version of the official music video. Here he does. We get the Tae that we know and love. I wonder if I would have felt different about him then. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at this guy. He's magical. He always is. I just watched the W Korea Sexy Nigga with Bombing Tiger and RM video today. Oh my god. I'm so hot. Sorry, that was inappropriate, probably. Jimin's so pretty that after I started watching this video again, after Slow Burn Jimin had set in on me, I started trying to do my makeup to look like Jimin. And I just looked really weird. I was doing my makeup the way he looks in this video, and I couldn't figure out why I looked wrong on me, and then I realized I don't look like Jimin. Why do we as people do that? Suga's face there was so cute. Jimin with gray hair made me want to dye my hair gray. I'm mid-40s. It won't look the same. And I tried to do my makeup like him and it didn't work. Look at Arsate was so goofy and into it. I love that clip. I've seen that clip before. It's all over TikTok. Oh! Oh, that like head snatch. Look how beautiful they all are. I know I keep saying that, I'm sorry. I can't imagine how much they had to do this choreography that year with all the performances and award shows they did. Oh God, look at Hybe back there. No, for real. Look at Hybe right now. I love this. I've seen this. This is... These men are incredible. They are so incredible. They are so incredible, right? I would like to say this video has more meat and substance to it than it does. It doesn't. This is just a chance for me to relive what is one of my, well, it's the song. The song. Let's do the 70s remix video, right? This is funny. It only has 13 million views. So we go from over 1.6 billion views to 202 million views to this one only has 13 million views. Let's give it a click. Oh, it's on Bangtan TV. It's not even on Hybe. Yeah. To be honest, I'm mostly weirded out here by the AC/DC. We had Beatles and AC/DC and multiple Bowie posters. What else is up there? Can you tell? Could you tell? I know I'm looking at the blurred one now. That's stupid. I wish the walls had been a little more international. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, he does shoot stars around him. This is so ridiculous out the gate. Suga wanted to have all the posters. I wonder if he chose the posters. Do you guys remember the VH1 show Pop-Up Video? This reminds me of Pop-Up Video. Oh my God, this is cute. This is stupid and cute. I hope you did. He has the prettiest mouth, like, in the world. That sounds like JK. This is so cute. So they took the original video, they made it way grainy and like chroma key off. Out of these super clear graphics though. Oh, it does look sunny. This is so cute. That one I knew. This is not the original video. This is this like a mix of them? Green suit guy, thighs and eyes. Thighs, eyes, and smiles. That's all Dynamite was, man. Okay, this is so cute. I love the jacket throw in the scene. And the cut back in Jim there. They're so cute jamming. Days full of disco overload. I should make my own poster that says that. Disco overload. Would you guys like a disco overload poster from me? I love what they do with their hands and their faces. The graphics are so wild here. It's like they not that I've watched that many like things from the 70s. I think they did an overkill case on the fuzzy chroma key. Maybe not though. Graphics were pretty bad back then. Visuals. I feel like this is worse though than. But you know, maybe graphics really were that bad then and they just didn't realize it, because it's like, I remember in the early 90s, this is before high def was a thing. I mean, you'd watch TV and then, or you'd play video games and you thought, man, like things can't get any more realistic than this without being three-dimensional. Like, this is crazy. And then they went high def, and when you went high def, you were like, oh, you can't get clearer than that. And then we got a 4K or whatever. So, and now it's like 8K or something absolutely ridiculous. And that's super cute. So we're gonna watch the choreography version. Can we do that? Choreography version, because we're gonna watch them bop and dance. This is also on Hybe, so it has 243 million views. It actually has more than the B-side version. Interesting. And then we're gonna watch like a few performances of it. I love their choreography for it. I loved watching, like, I've watched compilations of all their performances. Not all, but a lot of the performances of it. Look at June's hair, like, messed up. Like he had a hat on. Or like he's been dancing all day to make this video. I'm really liking June's hair that messy. I know that's such a dumb thing, and why? Why as a fan base do we talk about their hair so much? Because it's hair. But at the same time, everything from we see them perfect, more often than not perfect. We see them look like fantasy figures. We see them look like perfect humans and men. And then sometimes we just get like just a more realistic version too. And it's fun to be dreamy about. Whew. I like his little rainbow patch on his jeans. How have I never noticed that before? Look at their expressions. Butts and hips. That's what we got going on in the scene. Listen. I know fans, especially older older fans, get flack. That's why the L came in there, flack. Older fans get flack for over-sexualizing the guys. And there are definitely cases of that, especially if you are on Twitter. You see it sometimes. At the same time, I personally feel like we can fully address that their souls and hearts bring us to our knees, and that they are smoking hot at the same time. They have such like a wholesome vibe so often, and yet my husband has also said that like sex appeal is a part of, like, it's a role in what they do. And they're whole human beings. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get like on a whole 18-minute spiel here about sexuality and sexiness, but I don't even like the color green, and I don't like suits from the 70s, and yet that magical creature. Everybody else though, look at their smoking hot pants cut. The cut of these pants. Like, I love this cut of pants on just about everybody. I find it so flattering. I love that fit of pants on everybody. Everybody. But that's the thing is, like, right, we're wildly in love with the men because the message of their songs, and that's why Dynamite gets called a bad song, because it doesn't have a message. Like, there are other happy songs on B, like Telepathy and Stay, which also have great messages, like impactful messages. But there's also nothing wrong with just having fun with a song, right? Just having fun. It's just... Hybe! It's easy for us to be really frustrated with the fact that I think for some ARMY to Dynamite, right? That was like the hook that pulled a lot of us in. And then sure enough, like when I watched Dynamite, especially because I watched it for a month straight, right? Over and over again. Like, I would watch it on a 1-hour loop when I was in back therapy almost every single day. I would watch it sometimes when I wake up in the morning and feeding the kids breakfast. I would watch it before I went to bed at night, sometimes on repeat. Yeah, I was a little obsessive. But everything in my life was so dark and so heavy, right? And that song was just uplifting. It wasn't heavy, and I didn't have to think. I could just take in like wave by wave by wave of this like overwhelming, incredible light and airiness, like literal airiness. Cotton candy colored clouds shooting up into the air, and the twinkle in their eyes, and the muscles of their faces, and just all these little things that added up to this incredible video that was so encouraging to me. But for people who are already fans of BTS, I can see how that'd be very discouraging, because when I watched that for a month straight, I thought like, hey, this is what K-pop is, and this is what BTS is. So and then I had, as I discovered BTS, realized like, this is not BTS. That's because there's no one thing that is BTS. Just like they aren't their fashion, they aren't their good looks, they aren't their sexiness, they aren't good Boy Scouts. They're all the things, right? So Dynamite is actually a facet of who they are. I realized that they didn't have anything to do with the writing process or production of the song, but it is still a part of who they are and what they wanted to bring to the table and bring to the world during the pandemic. And I thank God for that. I don't know. I'm trying to say I can see where that would be frustrating to people who had been previous fans of. And especially like when you get on Twitter ARMY now, and sometimes especially newer fans, and I'm not a baby ARMY anymore, but still newer fans as we Dynamite era and beyond are. I sometimes see people tweet things like Queen Dynamite, Dynamite Queen, blah, blah, blah. And anyhow, what can we enjoy? Oh my God, the MMA performance might be my favorite. If anything, just precursor here, I have a Patreon now. It's very low threshold to join in and be one of my Patreons. I'm going to start making sure to include and thank anybody who chooses to support this channel and what I'm growing with BangtanSouls here for all of us. Because this is about to grow into more than just videos. This is about to grow into more than just a podcast. That's my projection for 2023 here. I'm going to, make sure to thank people currently. Laurie Brennan Creates. Thank you, Laurie, so much for being my first patron. I cannot thank you enough, because I didn't even have it set up yet fully when you hopped on. Thank you. I now have a place if things get blocked, if certain segments of this get blocked, it will be over there on my Patreon, the full unedited version of this, and I'll put in the timestamps there. I think this was one of the hardest parts, was seeing clips of them, like this Christmas special where Suga couldn't be with them, and I had just become a fan when it was announced he was getting his shoulder surgery and would be in rehab for a while. Unfortunately, some of the performances only had 6 of them. Okay, first, God, I'm all over the place. Let's do America's Got Talent, because I've never seen it. Let's do the MMA, I say mama, sorry, the MMA 2020 performance one, which is my favorite. And then we'll go out with the bang of 63rd Grammy Awards show that they should have won Best Performance for. But that's a different beef. I was about to say, why is it so silent? I hate it for them they finally got to... I say they finally got to perform. They always got to perform before Dynamite era ARMY knew them. But they were getting all these American shows with no audience. Like the Grammys. That was a big deal. To have no audience. I like his curls. June is sexy and June knows he's sexy. He always has known. I love that they're wearing their video outfits. This is the only performance they wore their video outfits for, right? Did he just throw confetti? Sorry, June hopping in the back seat. I love it, it's perfect. Elegante! I want to know how to do the thigh thing. It seems like it shouldn't be hard, right? But I want somebody to learn with me. Oh. Did he have to go kick that up a notch? Oh, pyrotechnics for the win. Oh, I love that you can hear the sizzle. That's how hot they are. Fire. Fluffy. His voice. Oh, that was... Jin's so cute. Fluffy hair Bangtan is the win. Why do I feel like suddenly we're watching West Side Story? We're suddenly watching like a 60s gang musical. You know what I'm saying? His little shrug he does a lot. It's so funny and sassy. It's like he's trying to be sassy. Not quite there. Even though he's naturally... See? That's the pandemic, like, burst of love. Visual love in the air. It's like one eye. The layers, just the layers of how they won the world over, who didn't know them yet. The layers of how they won America and the world over, who had not heard of them yet. At Best Artist 2020. I don't know what this stage is, but that stage looks like the stage at the James Corden show. It's amazing how many award shows have made enemies with ARMY. Oh God. Okay, we can't watch every single performance of Dynamite ever. Though, if you want that, we can do that. Just we're not going to today. But we're gonna watch now my favorite. That was like a world that just ate itself. Sorry, that was visually very odd. I'm gonna try really hard not to pause or back up during this because it's too good. Perfection. Look at that sweet. He had a baby face there. Total baby face. I just spit everywhere. The styling for this performance is so over the top and perfect for this performance. Ah, the kick, the kick. The fit of the clothes, the moves of the dance, the smiles and eyes of the men, that outfit, that outfit. I'm getting flashbacks to Prince Tay getting kisses on his face from the other men. I know he said you should keep your eyes on the ball. Almost sound like keep your ass on the ball. Our minds hear what they want to sometimes. Just ask a toddler. His little toe dragging strut. And he slowed it down. Over performances, it got slower and slower and more deliberate, you know? Ah, Jin's voice bench pressing. Ah, the dance break. Starting with the snaps. So good. I wish this were in 4K. I don't know if I could handle it in 4K. I've never seen a super crisp version of this, which is so unfortunate. Ah! I'm sorry, Hybe and that. And then the kick. Oh, and then Tay. Seriously, why is this not crisper? Yeah. Let's do it again, right? Oh, it's so good. This. It's so great. It's so classic. Oh my god. I wish I had this in 4K. Woo! It's such a great intermission of sorts, you know? Whew. It is beyond wrong they did not win the Grammy for I'm not gonna start harping on that. I want to, but I'm not going to. They performed it so many times and incredibly and put a different spin on it every time. They didn't just capture me, they captured the world. Oh. Beautiful yet creepy graphic. Alright, two things I didn't think about here. Oh my god, and you know, I've still never seen Butter and Dynamite performed at the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball. I will watch that for this Christmas. The Dynamite choreography, and then apparently there's the 2020 MMA Dynamite dance break choreography. So why not? It's so weird seeing 6 of them though. Little bunny face. Namjoon's style is so good. Why do we not talk about that more? We're too busy talking about life and how the guys impact us most of the time, but like as a fandom, I don't think Joon's personal style gets enough. I hear Jimin's hair color and what's supremacy be debated constantly. Sorry, I'm stuttering all over the place. Do you see why I'm stuttering though? Tae's always different. They're all wearing black. He's the man in red. They're all in black pants. He's the one in brown. But Namjoon's like simple classic shirts tucked into suit pants. I'm trying to say, we have a handful that we hear a lot, their style being talked about, being incredible. Joon doesn't get enough. I love the strings on. Remember when they used to wear a lot of stringy clothes and harnesses? Woo! Oh my god. Why is it so hot? I love it so much. Smooth. Such Michael Jackson vibes. This song's be in my head all day. Look at him. I love him. Okay, there was one performance toward the end of like the Dynamite promotions, right? After they had like been nominated. There was one live performance, and I cannot remember what live performance it was, right? But there was one live performance that they had to do of Dynamite where it is on Jin's face. He is tired of this choreography. He is done with performing it. Do you know what I'm talking about? If so, please let me know which performance that was, because I don't know. I can't remember. The cute and lovely version. We're going to watch that. So 2021 FESTA, which was my first FESTA. And I didn't understand when ARMY was like, oh, FESTA's coming, it's such a big deal. I was like, why are we making a big deal out of this? I don't understand. And then I realized, I love how close up the camera got. Woohoo! Good gravy. I love the Sugas in this one. I wish he were in all of them. Look at his sweet little smile back there. Look at Jimin giving eyes. Jimin's like, I'm gonna give you sexy eyes. And he's gonna be like, then I'm gonna crack up laughing because I can't help myself. Sorry. Oh. Moves. Moves. Yeah! Woo! I don't know if you'd be surprised to hear this or not. If you have not been to a BTS concert, a little lip bite. Sassy. And then JK trying to give us angry food face. People cannot help but scream when Yoongi has a part at a BTS concert. It's wild, like hearing how loud the screams are for Mr. Min Yoongi himself. Gosh, vibrance. I'm not used to watching JK wear clothes that fitted. Now granted, there's the whole Love Yourself era where they were all in poor paint-on pants. But as of like recent, I love Jen so much. She's so cute. Hips. Look at you swinging hips. Look at Jimin being like pouty corner Jimin like he does. And then the shrug he does. Didn't I just say that a little bit ago? He does the shrug thing. It's like he puts on the pouty show, which I normally don't like when people do, but but that's because you know it's a show with him, you know? Oh. What do they call it? Ego? Ego? Good God. Flashbacks to Menace Tay in Vegas with a lollipop in his mouth. No version of Tay ever has been the menace that Vegas Tay. Okay, I'm really glad I watched that. I'm so glad that I saw that. One more. We're gonna finish it on the Grammy performance. We watched that performance and we raved about it, but at the same time I had thrown myself in wholeheartedly with loving BTS and finding not escapism. I was actually finding more and more myself in it and doing deeper and deeper soul work through BTS. That actually was only reaffirming to me that like some things really had to change my life. But I was still trying to hide it. Like it felt weird that I was doing a YouTube channel at all, much less about BTS videos and the impact that the men had on my life. I, at that point, had one poster up. It was from the poster that came with the album for Beam. That's as like obvious as I was willing to be in my life at that time about how much I love BTS, and I came here for comfort. But that night of the Grammys, I wanted to watch their performance and I wanted to watch it live, and that was a really like one of those obvious nights where like things are awkward between us and where I know we have to put the kids down for bed, and I know that after that we like to go and awkwardly spend time together and pretend like things are fine even though we can awkwardly feel that they're not fine, while I tell you that I want to watch something BTS related but I tried not to so that you can watch something on Netflix, blah 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 blah. And then I was like, nope, if we don't get the kids in bed on time, you have to put them in bed by yourself. I have to watch the Grammys because I don't know if they're going to perform first, middle, or last. Should have known Grammys were going to yank us around. We have an antenna TV here and we don't get the channel very good. So, and it was so cold. I remember it was really cold that day and I had gone in our bedroom so I could close the door and the kids not see it. And I had an antenna strung to my TV and hanging out of our bedroom window so that I could watch this performance happen. So that is my memory of Grammys, as well as finding out early that day, before that actual Grammys aired even, that BTS had lost. Utter junk. But that's a different beef. I love the person who did win. They did not deserve to win. But that's not subjective. That is an objective fact. So anyway, go ahead, My husband actually came into the room to watch with me the Grammys that night. Again, we were trying to pretend like things were okay that weren't necessarily okay, but trying. He thought they were lip syncing. He actually commented. I was like, they are not lip syncing. Like, if you're familiar with the song, if you're familiar with. But like, how do people dance this hard and their voices stay clear? Remember the things that were trending on Twitter that night? Orange Suit Guy, for instance. People want to know who Orange Suit Guy was. His eyes, his earring. I love when little Minyoongi hips get going. Is that suit like leopard print or floral? Anyway, sorry. They have these details. They always have these details to their hair, to their wardrobe, where it's always layers. I love this scene, all of these scenes. This is so awesome and terrifying. Oh my god, that's so scary looking. I don't have a severe fear of heights, but that's a bit. Ah. The kick. I feel like during the pandemic, they did such an incredible job being able to arrange performances and make use of rare spaces. But even pre-pandemic, they were doing that, right? Like when they did On at Grand Central Station. Laurie, isn't that your gateway performance? Jimmy Fallon. That was pre-pandemic, and they utilized a major space here in the States. On and Map of the Soul 7 did not get what they deserve as far as appreciation internationally. Stupid pandemic. Oh, and see, here's my case in point right here. This, when they performed Butter on that bridge in Seoul, that was also the Jimmy Fallon. And then they performed in front of historical places, like super historical places in Korea. They've been smart. And when I say they, I do mean the 7 of them. I also mean Bang and whatever other close trusted staff around them that helps think out and create out these various projects and stages and promotional chances and opportunities. And we've seen so much of that even this year as they've gone into individual work. You know, us getting to see Hybe at Hybe-palooza, and then Jin getting to perform in Argentina with Coldplay. And then Namjoon is doing a like small, like what is it, 50 people I think? A super small, very intimate setting to debut Indigo in just a couple days. Just incredible. So I didn't fall apart, but I might have bored you to death. And even if you came here loving Dynamite, by now you might actually be sick of hearing it. You've heard it so much today. Or maybe like you've stuck around and maybe you love it a little more. Though we'll see if you're still loving it when you're singing it in your bed as you're falling asleep tonight and can't get it out of your head. The songs that have been in my head nonstop these days, Sexy Nugum is in my head when I wake up every single day until this week. And this entire past week, Dreamers has been like, I wake up and the song's are already playing in my head. I hope you're having a good day. God loves you. I love you. BTS loves you. How do we know this? because BTS constantly helps you remember they want you to love yourself. And somebody who wants you to love yourself and believe in yourself, that's love. That's love. That's what we should want for each other. So do that. And I'll see you soon and a lot more.